الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
Okay, assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope everyone's doing good. So we're gonna get started, inshallah. So already we have Umar, Jannat, Rida, Ahmed, Alina all joined in. So rest are gonna be joining inshallah very soon. So we're gonna get started. So let's refresh our memories to see where we are. We are reading Surah Baqarah for last many days in classes, and the last few ayats I'm just gonna go over so we know where we are. The last few ayats, Allah Ta'ala has been talking about Bani Israel, like how these people were corrupt and how they denied the hakamat, the orders of Allah Ta'ala. And Allah Ta'ala gave them a lot of bounties. Allah Ta'ala was very merciful with them, and Allah Ta'ala gave them priority on other nations. And Allah Ta'ala sent more than 100,000 prophets in them. So because of that, they always thought that they had a lot of prophets in them, and that will help them to go to Jannat, and they don't have to do really good things about it. But they were all wrong. Allah Ta'ala saying again and again they were all wrong, and they were just following their nafs, meaning they were following their khwahishat. They were not following the commandments of Allah Ta'ala, and because of that they were astray. They were on the wrong path. So in the last couple of ayahs which we read yesterday, so the first time Allah Ta'ala told us that what were the covenants, what were the orders to them, what did Allah Ta'ala ask them to do. So it's pretty much same thing we find out, same thing which Allah Ta'ala is asking us in our Shariat. So our Shariat is from Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So Allah Ta'ala has asked us same things, pretty much same things which Allah Ta'ala asked them. So Allah Ta'ala is telling us here that Allah Ta'ala asked them that, the very first thing obviously was for them and for us as well. The very first thing to be a Muslim, that we have to, as Allah says that la ta'buduna illallah. So that you cannot do ibadat to anyone else except Allah. So Allah, you have to believe in Allah, that Allah is one, and you have to believe that Allah is the only God. We cannot worship. They were also not supposed to worship anyone else, and so are we. We have to have faith in Allah. That's why the kalma starts with La ilaha illallah, meaning there is no God except Allah. So we have to have that firm belief. Without that, we are not even Muslim. Without that, we cannot claim that we're Muslim. If we don't have that faith, we are not even Muslim. So for them was same thing as well. The very first thing Allah Ta'ala asked them, that they have to worship only Allah, and then Allah Ta'ala said they have to do bil walidaini ihsana. With the parents, they have to do ihsan, meaning they have to be really good with the parents. Ihsan, as I defined yesterday, ihsan in English means just good, but in Arabic it means something better than good. That they have to go beyond what is expected. So if your parents are expecting you that you will be helping them for next 2 hours, you have to make yourself available even for more than that. So you cannot say that I was here because you called me for 2 hours and my 2 hours is done, I'm good to go. That's not ihsan. Allah Ta'ala is saying that for the parents, you have to make yourself available for them even much more than that. You have to go beyond what you think was good. So you have to be like extra nice with them in all the matters. So then Allah Ta'ala said, Allah continue with that. After that you have to be good wazil qurba. You have to be really good with the relatives. So with the relatives, you have to be really good. And then yatama, with the orphans. With the orphans, like you have to be good with the orphans. And we discussed who the orphan is. Orphan is someone who is young, meaning who is not grown up, who's less than 18-year-old, and if his parent has died away, one parent or both parents, if they died, then he will be considered as orphan. He or she, yeah. So he will be considered as orphan. So Allah has ordered them and us as well that you have to do a matter of ihsan. You have to be really good with them. And then with masakin are needy. The needy could be poor. The needy could be who's not poor but is in need. Sometimes we have people who are sad, who are upset because of some matter, and they are needy. They're needy that someone come and give them moral help and sometimes we face people who are poor and they're needy. So anyone who is needy, any kind of needy, we have to help them. We have to offer them our help. And then Allah says, "Wakulu linnas," but then speak good to the people. So this is really, really important. All of these things are extremely important for us to understand what Islam is, to understand how can we good Muslim, to understand how can we good human beings. So kulu linnas, that we have to talk really good with people, meaning we have to be, we always have to be nice with them. We cannot be mean with them. It doesn't matter if the other person is being mean with us. Allah Ta'ala is not giving us right that we go back mean to him as well. We cannot do that. We have to be nice with the other person. If someone is coming bad someone is giving us attitude, we need to give him good attitude back, and we need to explain him. But if he doesn't want to explain, if he wants to continue with the bad attitude, we can ignore him, but we cannot give him bad attitude. And then Allah says, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ, that they were ordered to establish prayer. So we are ordered to establish prayer as well, meaning we need to do the namaz. So for them, obviously the salat was different. We don't know exactly what kind of namaz they were ordered, but for us, we know that we have 5 namaz which we need to do every day. And then Allah says, وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, that they were ordered to pay zakat. So are we ordered to pay zakat as well. And as I said yesterday, that zakat is something which is mandatory, compulsory for everyone who's earning money. When someone is earning money and someone has saving for more than a year, he needs to pay a zakat on that, which is like 2.5% of your money which you have. And then Allah says, "Summa tawallaytuhum illa qalila minkum wa antum muridun." Then after getting all these instructions, all this covenant, that many of you turned away and they refused. They refused that they cannot do it. They said, "This is too much for us. We cannot be this nice. We cannot be this nice with the parents. We cannot be this nice to our neighbors, to our friends, and all that, relatives." So many of them refused. So even today, we see a lot of Muslims, unfortunately, they don't try for all these things. And we need to try to adopt all these things. We need to make sure that we can follow all the commandments of Allah Ta'ala, so Allah Ta'ala could be merciful to us and we can go back to where? To Jannat, obviously. That's the goal. And you get guna for what, Akbar? If you break a stranger's car, yeah, you will. If you do damage to anyone, you get guna, because obviously that's a bad thing. As a Muslim, you cannot do anything bad. If you don't have any right to damage anyone's property, huh? You only do good stuff. Yes, only do good stuff. Muslims are ordered. It's not a choice. We don't have a choice on that. Muslims are ordered by Allah Ta'ala. They have to be good. They have to have good character. They need to do good things only. We cannot do bad things. Bad things are act of shaitan. Allah Ta'ala has asked us to do not follow shaitan, because if we follow shaitan, we're going to end up in Jahannam with him. And we don't want to do that. Jahannam is hellfire. Yes. Yes, Rida, you have a question too?
No, it's a comment. So like when Akbar, it's a question. So when Akbar said that if you break a stranger's car, you'll get gana, but if you be in a car crash with a stranger and it damages their car, would you still get gana?
No, if it's an accident is an accident, right? That's doing by your own will. So accident is an accident.
You don't even want to go in a car crash.
Right. So accidents happen, and obviously Allah Ta'ala is not going to punish us for accidents, because that's a mistake. Allah Ta'ala is very merciful. Allah Ta'ala is going to forgive all such things which has been happened as an accident. Yes, Ahmed Beta, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. Like, Muhammad who'll be the prophet, he'll go to the Jahannam. There's no prophet now.
Yes, Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet, and we need to have firm belief. We need to have firm belief that he's the last prophet, and there's no prophet after that. Obviously,
yeah.
There's no more prophet.
I got a question too.
Yes, what's your question?
I want a question too. If there was any prophet, whoever said Jude, I'm the prophet, then will go in Jahannam. Now there's no prophet.
Yes, there is no prophet. If anyone says that, anyone claims there is a prophet, obviously that's a lie and he's going to go to Jahannam. That is true. Very good. Yes, Umar, you have a question?
Yeah.
What is your question?
So if you like go on a red light on purpose and there's another car going but its light is green and if you crash, will you get guna from Allah?
Yes, you will get guna from Allah because you are breaking a law, right? Allah Ta'ala says us, follow my covenants, my thing, and follow the laws of the country where you live in. So you have to follow the law.
What if it's an accident and your car ran out of control?
As I said, if it's an accident by mistake, you didn't do by on your will, Allah Ta'ala forgives that. But if you're doing on purpose, that is a sinful act. That you can get guna for that.
If the prophet lies, will they go to hellfire?
But a prophet never lied. Prophet, no. We should not even think about that because all the prophets are selected by Allah. Allah Ta'ala selected them and Allah Ta'ala selected them because they were the most righteous. They would never lie. Okay, so all the prophets are the best of creation. Allah Ta'ala, that's the best of creation, and Prophet ﷺ is the best of all. So none of the prophets did ever lie. So if they lie, yeah. Okay. So let's continue. So after that, we read. So then the last ayat we read yesterday was ayat 44, in which Allah says that when you conquer the city which they wanted to go, and Allah says that when you go in a war, do not kill people. Do not kill people. Even it's not a war, Allah says do not kill people, do not shed blood, because if you keep on shedding blood, you will get killed yourself. Because if the murder is getting very common, it means it's gonna come around and you will killed as well. So Allah Ta'ala is saying stay away from that. And Allah says, if you conquer a city, do not kick the people of the city out of their home. Do not be cruel with the people. Be nice to the people. If there's a war, if you win the war, do not be arrogant and do not destroy people's properties and do not kick them out. Don't go beyond the boundaries of Allah Ta'ala. So let's continue, inshallah. So we're gonna continue with ayat number 85 today. So who's gonna read? Let me see. No, Alina, you there?
Yes.
Okay, beta, you're gonna read ayat number 85.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحيم. From Zumma, right?
Summa, ji beta.
Zumma.
Summa.
Antum.
आप जुम्मा कह रही हो सुम्मा है
Summa antum haulai taqtuluna anfusakum wa tukhrijuna fariqam minkum min diyarihim تظاهرون عليهم بالإثم
والعدوان. That's a والعدوان.
والعدوان وإن يأتوكم أسارى تفادوهم وهم وهو محرم عليكم
إخراجهم
Tu,
أفتأمنون
أفتؤمنون
أفتؤمنون ببعض الكتاب و- وتكفرون ببعض فما جزاء من يفعل ذلك منكم إلا
خزي
خزي في الحياة
في الحياة
في الحياة الدنيا ويوم القيامة يردون إلى
خزي
إلى أشد العذاب وما الله بغافل
You missed one line. You missed one line.
تعمل.
You missed one line. Read again from Zalika Minkum. Read again from here.
Okay. ذلك منكم إلا خزي في الحياة الدنيا ويوم القيامة is it? Okay. قيامة يردون إلى أشد العذاب وما الله بغافل عما تعملون. And the definition is, then you are those same ones who kill one another and evict a party of you from their homes, support one another against them in sin and transgression. And if they come to you as captives, you ransom them, while their eviction itself was forbidden to you. So do you believe in part of the book and disbelieve in another part? Then what should be the recompense of those who do so among you except disgrace in worldly life? And on the day of resurrection they will be sent back to the most severe punishment. And Allah is aware of what you do.
Allah is not aware of what you do. Okay, good. So let me read it again. Give me time. We'll do that. Okay. Sit down. Sit down. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم أنتم هؤلاء تقتلون أنفسكم وتخرجون فريقا منكم من ديارهم تظاهرون عليهم بالإثم والعدوان وإن يأتوكم أسارى تفادوهم وهو محرم عليكم إخراجهم أفتؤمنون ببعض الكتاب وتكفرون ببعض فما جزاء من يفعل ذلك منكم إلا خزي في الحياة الدنيا ويوم القيامة يردون إلى أشد العذاب وما الله بغافل عما تعملون. So Allah says in this ayat, then you are those same one who kill one another and evict a party of you from their homes. So support one another against them in sin and transgression, and if they come to you as captives, you ransom them, while their eviction itself was forbidden to you. So do you believe in part of the book and disbelieve in another part? Then what should be the recompense for those who do so among you, accept disgrace in worldly life, and on the day of resurrection they will be sent back to the most severe punishment, and Allah is not unaware of what you do. So what does it mean? So Allah Ta'ala is saying, Allah Ta'ala is again talking about these people, Bani Israel, and actually it does apply to a lot to us as well. Allah says that then what you guys did after you said that you in the last ayat, Allah says that you were told that do not shed blood and do not evict people from their home when you conquer the city. Do not shed blood and do not kick people out of their homes if you conquer the city. And you ratified, meaning you agreed on that, and you had a witness as well. But again, what you did when you conquered the city, what you did, you killed yourself, even though you didn't kill themselves. But Allah is saying in a way that you killed yourself. When you're killing other people, it means you are really killing yourself, because if murder is getting really common, it will end up that you're gonna kill yourself. It's gonna come around. So Allah is saying that you killed yourself, and a lot of you, what they did, they evicted people from their homes. So they took advantage because they were in a big army. When they entered the city, they had power. They forcefully kicked people out of their homes and tried to capture their properties. And Allah says, and many of you were supporting one another in this sin. So they were, obviously this was bad, this was sin, but many of you were supporting each other because they want to take a benefit, they want to take free properties, and they want to take advantage of the people. And the transgression. So meaning they were going beyond the boundaries which Allah said. They were obviously going beyond the contract which they made with Allah Ta'ala. And then Allah says, and if they come to you as captive, you ransom them while it was forbidden to you their eviction. So meaning that you captured a lot of people from them when you won the war. You captured a lot of people, and when their family members, when people from the tribe came to you, you want a ransom. You want to ransom, meaning they captured the people, the prisoner of the wars, and when people from that tribe come and they say, please leave our person free, let them go. Do you asking ransom? And you said you were asking ransom, and you said we can ask ransom because it's allowed in their book. So it might have been allowed in their book Torah that they can ask ransom for the captures. But Allah says you did that. But you also did while it was forbidden to you their eviction. But in the same book, it was forbidden that you cannot evict people from the home. So they were accepting one thing of the book, they're following one thing in the book, and they were not following the other thing of the book. So they were asking money and saying that we are okay to ask money for the captures because that's what the book says, that's the order of Allah Ta'ala. But Allah says that you are doing one thing which was okay in the book, but again you are doing something against the book because the book said do not kick people out of their homes, but you're doing it. So you are just playing with it, right? And then Allah says, do you believe in part of the book and disbelieve in part? So Allah is asking them, so you believe a part of the book and you disbelieve a part of the book, meaning you believe whatever is in your benefit. You follow what's in your benefit, and if something goes against you, to your worldly matters, to your worldly benefit, you go against that. So you believing in a part of believing means you're acting on one part and you're denying the other part. And then Allah says, and disbelieve in part, and then what should be the recompense for the one who does that among you? Accept disgrace in the life and of the world and the day of Qiyamah. So Allah says, if you're doing that, then what should be a punishment of such person? What should be a punishment of the person who follows a part of the book and denies part of the book? So this thing, Allah says, the punishment for that person should be really hellfire. He should be thrown in hell. He should be at the Qiyamah. He should be ordered to go to Jahannam. That should be the punishment of the book. That should be the punishment of the people. So really applies to us as well. Many of us, unfortunately, we are ordered to follow the Quran in full. but we follow some part which is our benefit and we deny the other part. Meaning if we're not doing everything which is asked, we are doing same thing. So we're doing same thing. So may Allah help us to really understand the Quran and follow it completely, because that's what being asked by Allah Ta'ala. This was being asked from those people as well, from that book, and this is being asked from us as well, being Muslim. So Allah says that they will be sent to the most severe punishment, and Allah is not unaware of what you do. Meaning Allah Ta'ala knows what you're doing. Doesn't matter if you're lying to people. Doesn't matter if you're lying to yourself and saying, hey, I'm a good Muslim. I do this. But if you're not following the whole commandments of Allah Ta'ala, you are a sinner. You're doing bad. Even though you're Muslim, you claim to be a Muslim and you do some good deeds, but you're not following other deeds, you're still a sinner. So we are required to follow the book completely. They were required to follow the book completely, but they did not, right? That's why Allah Ta'ala is saying that these people were astray. They were on the wrong path. So we can be astray as well if we do same thing. Same thing, but for us, the book is Quran, right? So we need to follow this Quran. How can we follow this Quran? We have to read and understand this book. The more we understand, then we can try to follow. We need to try to follow and do as Allah Ta'ala is asking, which is mentioned in Quran clearly. Okay, any questions? Is that your question? Okay, anyone else have any question? If no questions, let's continue. So Umar, go ahead, beta. Next. Is that your question?
No, it's not a question. It's a comment. I was just gonna say that ayah, just the thing 85:9 was super long because it almost took the whole class time.
Guys, it's in detail. So obviously, to understand, we have to really focus on it. So it's very important ayat. Every ayat of Quran is very important, obviously. So we need to really focus and understand what Allah is saying. Okay, who's next? Ayan, beta, go ahead. Next ayat, beta. Ayan, you there?
Ayan's not in the meeting. He always leaves.
Okay, Ahmad, you read beta. Next ayat, Ahmad. Ayat number 86. Ahmad. Okay, Rita, you read beta. Go ahead. Read ayat number 86.
الذين اشتروا الحياة الدنيا بالآخرة فلا يخفف عنهم العذاب ولا هم ينصرون. And the definition is, those are the ones who have bought the life of this world in exchange for the hereafter. So the punishment will not be lightened for them, nor will they be.
Okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أولئك الذين اشتروا الحياة الدنيا بالآخرة فلا يخفف عنهم العذاب ولا هم ينصرون. So Allah says, those are the ones who bought the life of the world for the hereafter, so not will be lightened for them the punishment, and not they will be helped. So what is this? So in those, Allah is saying the people, Allah is referring to the previous ayat. In the previous ayat, Allah said the people which followed a part of the book and denied part of the book, right? So why they denied part of the book? Why they didn't follow on that part of the book? Because there was some worldly benefit to them. right? So there was a worldly benefit. So they denied that part, and in which they had worldly benefit as well. They accepted that. Allah says for those are the ones they what they did, they bought the life of the world. For the worldly benefit, they followed the book. So they said, we are Muslim as long as this book is benefiting us, we'll follow it. And whenever they see any order in it in which they see a loss of their worldly matter, they denied it. So Allah says the purpose of their doing was because they wanted to earn the world. So if I'm not going to do namaz, Akbar, if I say, okay, I cannot go to namaz because I'm stuck at work, right? So I'm thinking that if I leave from work, maybe I will lose my job. Maybe I will earn less money. Maybe my salary will get reduced. So I am leaving namaz because of a worldly benefit. Understand? So Allah says they did because namaz is compulsory on me. It's required. Allah says doesn't matter what's going on. I have to do my 5 namaz when the time comes. So I cannot say I cannot read namaz because if I take off from work, I will lose some money. If I take off from work, something's going to happen to me, which is bad for me, for my worldly. Whatever is around us in our life is worldly, right? So Allah said these people, what they did, they bought the life of this world in the price of hereafter. So meaning they didn't do the good things, and because the reward of the good thing is hereafter. All the good deeds which we do, the reward is from Allah Ta'ala, and it's obviously is Jannat, which is going to be which we will get hereafter, meaning after we die. We don't know that, right? So sometimes we think we don't know what's going to happen because if we don't have a strong faith, we feel like we don't know what's going to happen afterwards. Let's take the benefit which we are getting right now. So these people thought similarly. And Allah says they bought themselves hellfire because of this world. And Allah says, so not will be lightened for them the punishment, and not they will be held. Meaning even though they were following some part of the book, they were partially Muslim, partially they were not following the book, so they won't be, Allah is not going to lighten, meaning the hellfire won't be lightened on them. The punishment will be severe. It's not that they will say, oh Allah Ta'ala, I was trying, I did some good deeds, but most of my deeds were bad, so give me less punishment. Allah says, you deserve the same punishment because you make fun of it. You make fun of a book, you followed some of it, and you denied some of it. And why did you deny it? Because for the worldly matters. We need to understand this worldly matter doesn't matter how much world we can earn, it's gonna all stay here. Because once we die, everything stays back. Nothing we can take with us.
Yeah, because we don't own anything. We don't own clothes or anything.
Right. So we need to always focus on the hereafter. We need to do the work because we're alive. Obviously, we need to earn the world as well. But we cannot go in earning the world beyond. We cannot go against the order of Allah Ta'ala. We cannot risk over the life which is never going to be ending, because that life is never going to end. Yes, Rita, your question.
Yes. So if you die as a baby and on the day of judgment, will you be an adult so you can actually run and stuff?
Actually do what?
So you can actually run.
Run what?
In the day of judgment, when it's like when everyone is running, will you be adult then?
Will you be adult? Yeah.
So baby, if a baby dies as a baby and then they become adult in a second.
That's a very good and difficult question. I don't know at the day of judgment, the baby is going to be baby or baby will be adult.
Yeah, because
So,
I'm
maybe we can ask Mr. Wali. Imam Sahab, are you there? Ahmad, is your father there right now?
No, my father is praying.
Praying. Okay, that's fine, no problem. So you know that in Jannah, everyone is going to be adult.
what is their baby?
So Allah Ta'ala can make everyone, because being a baby is less fun. Being an adult is more fun. But if you want to stay as baby, Allah can make you baby as well. Because Jannah is a place where you will get whatever you want.
No, I'm saying on the day of judgment when everyone is screaming.
When I was screaming? No one's going to see that because everyone's going to be terrified. Okay, any more question anyone have? Okay, if there's no more question, we can wrap it up. We can wrap it up and we're going to continue from Ayat 87, the next class tomorrow. So we make a dua at the end. We make a dua that Allah Ta'ala help us understand the Quran, help us read more, help us focus more, and help us act on it, and help us become good Muslim, inshallah. Ameen. So with that, we'll wrap up. And Allah Hafiz, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.